So today guys at ESMOTOR UK, we are doing something a little bit different for you all. I am going to be showing you on this car causes of boost leaks. Issues like, say if you're driving your car and then all of a sudden you get a well, we call it a boost leak, but if you're hitting you're not hitting 1.2, 1.3 bar as they should, and you're only hitting like 0.4 to 0.6 bar, you are going to have a boost leak. So I am going to run you through how to check it yourself at home. All you need is a few certain tools and I'll be showing you how to do it. So yeah, follow the process and I can help you sort your car out on your driveway. So first thing to do, you have black clips, painted clips here that hide the bolts for the rear spoiler. Now with these, they could be quite tight, but you squeeze them together and they will pop down. Some are quite tight, some are quite not too bad, but okay. And then under here, you'll have a T30 on each one. So a T30 there and a T30 there. So all I've got here is a shallow. You could buy a cheap little set like this from Halfords. It's literally a tiny little set like this that you can get yourself. The reason why I'm using this is because it's very shallow. There's no chance of scratching any of your paintwork or nothing like that. So literally, if we just undo these, right, so now we've got the screws out. It's as simple as this, as getting your spoiler off. So all you've got to do is, if you nudge your spoiler forward on each side, your spoiler is now off. Get a trestle for this. So now the spoiler is off. The next thing is to remove all your covers and your fans. So these are all just clipped in. You can literally just lift them out as so. Now the fans will be plugged in. If you just unplug the fans from here and here, please make sure your ignition is off on the car, because if these fans run, you will catch your finger. Now that's the fans out. Now once the fans are out, under here, you will have two T30s that hold your bottom deck lid on, okay? So you've got one here and one here, okay? You can also remove this, because once you remove this, you will find your plug for your center brake light here. Okay, so once you've done that, you can unplug your brake light, and then we will remove the T30s. Now the T30s are removed, the center brake light plug is also removed. Now with this, same again, if you knock it forward like that, it will unclip it from the back of the bumper and you will be able to lift it off like that. Okay, so now that is removed, okay? The main cause of a boost leak on these cars, okay, is the lines, okay? So you have all of your lines here. You have this T-piece here, okay? So these ones that come out, okay, go off to your reset valves. Now the only place they will ever pop off is from here. So these come out, this one, like this, okay? So they can quite easily, when they get like water ingress and stuff like that, they can quite easily pop out, okay? So the main thing is to do is, because you could get to it from there, is put them in. You have got cable ties, okay? Now you don't have to use these exact ones, obviously, or these ones as big, but this is what I've got here right now. So I'm going to be using these. So on each one of these, what you can do is just cable tie them up like so. Now, they're all cable tied, they're all tight, they are not going to come out now. There's no chance of them popping out under boost, under anything. So I am pulling that as tight as I can, and that is not going to move at all. Okay, so while we're here, now you've got a line here, okay, look, see that line's off. Okay, that line has popped off now from the recirc valve that sits into the intercooler. So I'm going to now show you how to remove your deck lid in place. So we've got one here that's off, and the other side, as I'm pulling it, is still on. So let's remove the deck lid. Right, so you have to make sure that your car is cold before you want to do this process, okay? Reason being is because you have to undo your coolant cap. Now, if your car's hot, you're gonna have a lot of pressure in here and it's gonna leak out a lot of coolant. You'll lose probably about 1 litre to 1.5 litres if this car's under pressure. Now, this car, obviously, it's been sat here, so it is nice and cold. Now, once you've removed the coolant cap, you remove the 10 mil that's in here. Okay, now you've removed that 10 mil, you can lift this up. Once that's up, you can now get to the T45 that is on this slam panel. Okay, so look, we undo the T45s. So you have 4 on this slam panel. You have 1 on each top corner, and then you will have 1 next to each spoiler pylon. That's quite a cool little word, that, spylon. And then you just undo these. Just remove all of that for him. Don't want none of that in there. Right, so now that's them 4 T45s now removed on the slam panel. We are going to now remove the T25s here and here, and we will be removing the lights. Now, I'll show you a trick so you do not scratch your bumper when removing these lights, because it is very common when they're moved and put back in that you will always get scratches on your bumper because they fit so tight. Man's making this look, but bro, believe it or not, look.
It was already off anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It was already off.
I was shocked.
That's crazy.
Talking and it happened.
I started doing these and I was like, now we've done them, we will check the ones that actually go to the reset valves, and I was like, oh look,
That's already out.
it's already out. Right, so I've just got this masking tape here, some 2-inch masking tape, and I will literally just underneath the light, I will mask this light up. Now, it doesn't obviously have to be perfect, but it just literally really does help with, so you don't scratch your bumper when you're removing these lights. Right, so now we're all masked up on the lights. We are ready to remove the lights. Now, sometimes you don't have to remove the lights, but it's the safest way and the safest thing to do, because when taking this out, I will show you when I remove it, there is a location pin on these, so you have to lift it up quite high, which means once you take these out, you could have a chance of cracking the top of the light or damaging the light. You could just have a slight crack and then you're going to end up getting condensation in that light. So I will be removing them just to show you how easy it can be. Now we've got both bolts out. Okay, you will literally hold the light from this end here and you will slide it. You have to push down very slightly and then slide it towards you. And then when unplugging it, the best thing to do is turn the light upside down. You can see the plug there, you're away from the car, and that is your light unplugged. Right, so now we've got the lights removed, we will get a T30 now again, and along here you will have 4 T30s, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we will start removing these. Now the next thing is just you've got to remove these 2 plugs that's sitting in the corner, so you can just pull them out and unclip them. Now these ones here, best thing to do on them is push them together, squeeze that down and it'll pull out, because when you've got them together and you just do that, it's not going to come out. You've got to push it together to be able to release the pressure on it, and that will come out like so. Right, so now we've got all of them removed. Okay, just try and get as much space as you can, because we have to lift this up quite high. And once we're up high here, just got to be very careful with the car. And once we're up, past the bumper, we are out. Now that is your slam panel removed. We can see every line on here, okay? So you can see your changeover valve. This also has a vacuum line on here, which goes all the way along to the sound converter, which goes to the inside of the car. Now these we will be cable tying as well. But as you can see here, the one that's actually come off is from the recirc valve, which is a very common problem. So all I'm going to do now is push that back in, and I'll be cable tying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And once that's done, that is all of the boost lines secure, and you will not be getting any boost issues, but I will be showing you something else next as well. And that way we know it's never going to come off. That is all of them cable tied up now. Now I'm just going to cut all of these off. Now the reason why I do cable tie them, because if there is any more work to be carried out on the car in the future, and I use pinch clips on them, you'll be ending up wasting your pinch clips for no reason. And these are a lot easier to remove as well for future work, because obviously you can just cut cable ties, so with pinch clips they're you can end up damaging stuff. So that is all of them lines done now. So all of the vacuum lines that help with the reset valve are now secured. There will be no issues with them popping off anymore, so you'll get the constant power that you need all the time, because having these vacuum lines pop off for the reset valves, you do lose about half a bar of PSI. It doesn't sound a lot, but it is a lot when you're trying to get the most out of your car. So that's them all done. I'm now going to show you another issue that we do get with these cars, and that is the Y pipe. Everything I've already taken off anyway, so if you just remove the intake scoop as so. So this is just held in with little rubber push fittings. So that is them. Now, as you can see here, this is your Y pipe. So the reason why it's called a Y pipe, because it obviously comes down and it goes to one side of the intercooler, and then this one will go down to the other side of the intercooler. Now, the best way to check these is they always split on the seams at the top. Okay, so as you can see, I'll wipe my hand. My hand is dry. Okay, now the best way to check it, this is probably one's going to be okay, but if you just run your hand along the seam, along here, as far as you can down, and if there's any residue or anything like that on it, then it is split. But this one seems absolutely fine, so it's bone dry and there's nothing on underneath. Now that is another way to check, so there is no residue, that's just water. So his Y pipe is fine, but his boost line, his vacuum line for his reset valve was off, so he was not getting the power that he needed out of this car. And that is how you check all your vacuum lines, and that is how you check your Y pipe. So if you ever get any boost problems, you now know what to look for first. So that is how you diagnose a vacuum leak and a boost leak from your reset valves. Now, the difficulty level I'm going to say on this would probably be about a 6 out of 10. If you've never touched tools, then yes, it will be a bit more difficult, but I really hope this video has helped. I've tried to pinpoint absolutely everything I can in this video. So yeah, let me know what you think, drop it in the comments, subscribe, and yeah, carry on watching, because there'll be more videos like this coming out very soon.